What's going on, Canes fans? We are back at the Scoop on the U with another recruit interview, but this time this isn't just a recruit that we're targeting. This is a commit in the 2023 class. So please welcome Jackson Carver, 2023 tight end commit from the Loomis Chafe School. Jackson, how you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking the time to jump on and let Canes fans get a little more familiar with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Now, did I say your school's name right? Is it Loomis Chafe?
Loomis Chafee.
Okay. Loomis Chafee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Jackson, what is your current height and weight right now?
6'6", 225.
Okay. What kind of workouts have you been really focusing on this off season? Where do you want to take your game to the next level?
Yeah, so I've been so I live in Minnesota. I've been training at the Vikings practice facility every day, sometimes twice a day, with other college football players and some NFL players. So we've been doing a lot of we do everything, a lot of explosive lower body stuff and just building up mass and stuff with my upper body, a lot of route running and receiver training, as well as blocking technique and that kind of stuff.
Are you working with any specific trainers?
Bill Welly.
Okay. Yeah.
So he started he trains a lot of guys out there, a lot of college and NFL players. So it's been great.
So are you done? Because I saw a report on 24/7 and it mentioned that you didn't play football until your senior year of high school. Are you already done with your football career in high school?
Right. So I just graduated high school and I at Carver Military Academy in Indiana, and I'll attend Loomis Chafee for my post grad season.
Okay. And you'll play football for them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you'll have your senior season still. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So what was the last high school season like for you and your team?
It was great. We were a smaller school in Indiana. We had a team of 35 guys, so it was a cool experience. Being able to just get close to a smaller group of guys. I've never, obviously, I don't have anything else to compare it to, but I had a lot of fun and I loved it. I loved it enough to decommit from Notre Dame for Lacrosse. So that says that much.
Do you remember what kind of stats you put up?
Yeah, I had 17 catches for around 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay. What kind of tight end role do you play in high school? You mentioned that you're getting a little bit more into pass catching. Is it a lot of it blocking right now, or what are you focusing on?
In my training?
Just what your high school asks of you to do on game day.
Okay, so we, like I said, we were a small team. We were not very we ran a very simple offense. So I was in line every single snap, and kind of just it was pretty evenly split between receiving and blocking. They had me lined up in line at the Y position every snap, so it wasn't too complicated, but it was good for me.
Did you enjoy the recruiting process while you were going through it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the recruiting process. It was a lot of fun, a lot of cool experiences. Learned a lot about a lot of these schools that I didn't really know much about before. I kind of had a little. I went through the recruiting process with Lacrosse, and it was on a much smaller scale than it is for football, but still kind of, it really opened my eyes to different opportunities across the country.
Besides Miami, what schools were pushing really hard to get your commitment?
Yeah, right away, being from Minnesota pushed me pretty hard to for me to commit, but my other top schools were LSU, Iowa, and Auburn, and South Carolina.
What was your draw to South Carolina? I'm curious.
Yeah, so they kind of jumped in there a little later in the process. I was going to try to get down to visit, but just my first impression on their coaching staff and their program was very high, and I really liked their coaches, and we just wanted to get down to campus to kind of see what it's about.
Yeah. So when you were going through the recruiting process at Miami, who were you mostly speaking with? Was it Coach Field?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Cristobal, Coach Field, and Coach Woodyell every day, and I still do.
Okay. Tell us about why you felt Miami was the best fit for you. After talking with the staff, maybe there's something they told you even that stood out. Why was Miami the place for Jackson Carver?
Right. So, I mean, all these schools have great football programs and great academics, but what stood out the most was the coaching staff. I felt most at home with this coaching staff, and I trusted them the most out of any coaching staff that I ever talked to. And I know that they're going to do their best to help get me to the next level. So that was kind of what stood out. And I also just love the area. I could see myself living there and going to school there. So that's just what did it for me.
We have a question here from the chat. It says, how is your relationship with Coach Fields?
Yeah, Coach Fields great. I still talk to him every day. He's super personable, super energetic. I love his energy, and I love his trust in me. And I can also give that same trust back to him, and letting him be my coach and taking me in for my college career.
So the plan is to keep you at tight end, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because there'd been some rumblings. I don't know if you've heard them. There'd been a little rumors and stuff about possible position change for you when you get to the college level, but it sounds like you're pretty tight into the tight end spot.
That's right.
Sounds good, man. I mean, with your athletic build, I mean, I want to see you at tight end. I want to see you there. What did you really like about the Miami campus when you got a chance to visit? Because, it's more than just football. There's a lifestyle that goes along with the whole process. What did you enjoy about the campus and made you feel easy about picking that school?
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful area. Coral Gables is beautiful. It's right. It's close enough to the city where it's not in the city and it's not a city feel, but there's easy access to it, and especially for business internships and all that, you have easy access to Brickell and the big cities for that.
Have you had the chance, during any of the camps that you might have attended at Miami or visits, to get a chance to talk with any of our legendary former tight ends?
Yes, when I was my unofficial there, so I took a visit on for the spring game, and also a couple days before that during their practice, and I was able to talk to Jimmy Graham for about 15 minutes. So that was great. He talked about his experience and why he wants to come back and help out the tight ends. So that was great to hear his perspective.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham. I mean, dude, that's hard to get past a guy with that kind of firepower at tight end. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So this current tight end room at Miami that you're now part of, who are some of the guys you've gotten to meet and some of the guys you've gotten to know?
Yeah, so I took my official with Reed McKeska, who is also committed, and I've been able to get closer with him, connected with him on social media and through text. So we've started building that relationship. And also, I met every single tight end they have and was able to talk with each of them. So I've stayed in contact with Will Mallory, and was able to talk to Elijah and Dom when I got on campus. So
great, man, great. I'm glad. I like to hear about position units gelling early, guys getting to know each other, guys getting familiar with each other. So that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, I asked your opinion about Coach Field. What about the big dog himself? What's your opinion on Coach Cristobal?
He's great. He super personable. My parents love. He's their favorite head coach that they met. So that's always a good thing. And he, like I said, he texts me every day. We have a super close relationship, and again, I trust him more than any coach in the country. So that's a big part of it, of why I chose Miami.
Do you have a certain focus in the weight room right now?
Just getting stronger in general. I've never been in a football strength training program. I've always been in hockey and lacrosse, and those don't really focus on heavy lifting like football does. So just starting that and just getting bigger in general.
And just curious, outside of football here, really quick, is there anything specific that you want to study at Miami?
Yeah, I'm interested in their finance program.
Okay, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Yes. Now, your teammates with Elos Alanin?
I will be this upcoming season.
Okay, have you had a chance to meet him?
Not in person, but we text back and forth every single day.
Okay, he's a guy that thankfully I can say that I've gotten to know really well. He's a good dude. I mean, like a genuinely good guy.
Right.
His family, coming down from Finland to do all the visits with him and stuff, it was pretty awesome. I got a chance to talk with him about it, and we'll have him on for an interview to kind of give a full rundown of his whole entire visits with his family and stuff in about a week. So I'm excited about having him back on again.
Right.
So who are some of your favorite players? Who do you look up to, kind of maybe steal a little of their game from, NCAA or NFL, either or?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, because this is my first season, I just started watching football. And I don't really have a specific player. I just kind of watch everything and try to learn from everyone. I am a big fan of George Kittle because of how he's able to do everything with blocking and receiving. So that's a person I always keep my eye out for. But like I said, I just watch whatever's on and try to learn as much as I can.
Yeah, there's valuable information to learn from all different types of tight ends, doing all different types of things at all different levels. Some guys are fantastic H-back, some guys are fantastic inline. But it's all about figuring that out. And tight end is one of the hardest positions to figure out as you move up from ranking to ranking. Things change a whole lot in that position. So my guess is they're going to be not bombarding you, but definitely giving you a lot of information you got to go over.
Right, absolutely.
So you've only been playing tight end for just this limited amount of time, but what do you personally feel makes a dominant tight end?
I mean, I think what makes a dominant tight end is just someone that can do everything. Not just a good receiver, not just a big blocker, but someone who has a great mix of both of those and can be a threat as a blocker, sealing the end or split out wide.
Jackson, describe your game. What kind of player is the Miami Hurricanes getting?
Yeah, my game, I mean, I'm still admittedly I'm still working on it a lot. Still have a long way to go, but I feel like I'm physical enough and I'm getting bigger so I can be able to be a threat in the run and pass blocking game. And I come from an athletic background with multiple different sports, and feel like I can stretch the field and be a threat in the passing game as well.
Who are the high school coaches that are helping you out? Go ahead and give them a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, my first ever high school coach, Coach Doral from Carver Military Academy in Indiana. I owe a lot of this to him. Before I started playing, he lent me a jugs machine so that I could prepare for the season. So I'll always owe him for that. And then my school counselor and also the O-line coach who taught me a lot about blocking, Coach Melshin, one of my favorite guys ever. So gotta go to him.
I got 3 words for you, Jackson, and I want to know what they mean to you. Miami Hurricanes football. What do those 3 words mean to you?
It means everything. I'm locked in, and I can't wait to get started. So just let's go.
Dude, I mean, simple, straight to the point. I love it. You're locked in, you're ready to go, and you're focused. That's what matters.
Yes, sir.
What gets you most excited during games? Is it a touchdown catch? Is it a big block to release a touchdown for someone else? What gets you excited?
I mean, I can't choose one. It's everything. I just love being out there on the field. Like I played both ways. Like I said, we're a small team. I played D end and tight end, so I never wanted to leave the field. I just wanted to be out there playing football.
What's the expectations and the goals for your final season there at Loomis Chaffee? What do you guys want to accomplish as a team?
Yeah, so as a team, I think we can. Well, so last year they won the New England League, and strongly believe that we can do that again this year.
Okay. What are your goals now moving to that school and playing them for your final year? Do you have any personal goals for yourself that might be like statistical or anything?
I mean, nothing statistical, but my goal that I'll be working towards every single day is just gain more knowledge and increase in the mental side of the game. And that's what I'm mostly focused on, as well as just lifting and getting stronger and preparing physically for college.
Sounds good. So this is game week film study we're talking here, okay? We're talking about you getting your first chance to watch film versus the defense you're playing tight end here, watching the
Right.
defense you're going to be playing against. What are some of the first things you try to key in on the opposing defense?
I mean, I I mean, with my little knowledge of film study, I'm still trying to figure that out, and
It's
still
okay.
but I mean, what I would focus on is just the DNs, where they're going to be lined up, how I'm supposed to block them on my assignment, and then what the linebackers like to do, if whether are eager to drop or get sucked in, so I can get behind them. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
That's important already. So I mean that seriously, that's important already. So I'm glad that you're already trying to refine that. So, we're talking here and football obviously hasn't been a sport that's been a part of your life forever. So what made you decide to start play football?
Yeah, so I mean, growing up in Minnesota, I'm playing hockey throughout the fall and throughout the winter, so I never had time to play football. And then I was recruited to Culver Military Academy to play lacrosse, and I transferred there second semester of my junior year. So the following fall, I wasn't going to be playing hockey, and it was my one chance to go out for football, and I've always wanted to play, so just went all in, and I loved it and never looked back.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So how do you feel or is there anything that you've been able to take away from ice hockey or lacrosse that's been able to help you at tight end?
Yeah, I mean, just the physicality of it. I love the physicality of it, and that's allowed me to have an easier transition into football, and also the eye hand coordination of stick handling in hockey and lacrosse has helped me with receiving. I feel like, and um, I mean, all around, just making me a better athlete so that I can be a receiver or a blocker.
Was lacrosse your first love?
Hockey was, and then I switched to lacrosse, and I committed to Notre Dame,
Mhm.
and then after playing football, loved it.
When did you commit to Notre Dame for lacrosse?
Fall of my junior year, so fall of 2 years ago, I believe.
Okay, okay. So you mentioned that you play offense and defense. You're playing tight end, and what are you playing on defense?
D end.
D end. Okay. How are you liking that experience? Even though that's not your position of the future, do you enjoy playing it?
Yeah, I love it. So I'm actually in about a month, I'm heading back down to Indiana to play in the Indiana All-Star game as a D end. So I mean, I had success at D end as well. I had a couple offers at D end and was getting recruited a little bit at D end. But I mean, like I said, I just love being out in the field, love playing, and playing both ways has helped me learn the game a little more and see the perspectives from each side, to help me get better on whatever side.
That's a good way to look at it. Just gaining knowledge from both sides so you can take advantage and kind of have a heads up on what defenses and defensive ends actually try to do in games.
Right.
Now, just for the sake of fun, do you prefer offense or defense when you're playing?
I have no preference at all. I just love being out in the field.
You just want to get on the field no matter what?
Yes, sir.
That's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear. I got one question left for you here, dude, and it's the question that we ask every single recruit we bring on. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion to go out there, even though it's new to you? Where do you get the passion in you to go out there and dominate?
I mean, one thing about me is I'm extremely competitive, and every snap it's a one-on-one with your guy, and you're going head to head, and I just love that feeling. It gets me riled up just talking about it, and I just can't wait to play again in the fall.
Man, we are absolutely excited to have you at Miami, dude. I mean, it's tight end you, so we always love tapping in with our tight ends and hearing about it and stuff. And Jackson, just thank you for giving us a little bit of your free time here to let Canes fans get a little more familiar with who we got coming into play for us.
Absolutely. I really appreciate your time.
Yep. Thank you, Jackson, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yes, sir. Take care.
You too. All right, Canes fans, that was Jackson Carver, our current tight end commit, and we are jumping from that to a major recruit right now. Right now, jumping on is Samson Okunlola, 2023 five-star offensive tackle from Thayer Academy in Massachusetts. What's up, Samson? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's good to get you back on the scoop.
For sure.
So, what's the current height and weight right now, Samson?
Right now I'm 6'6", 305 around there.
Okay. Have you had your wingspan measured lately?
If I remember right, I think I'm like 7'1", somewhere around there.
Okay.
7'2".
What's the weight room focus been like this off season for you?
We're really working on explosive work, single leg explosiveness, plyometrics, just getting all around more athletic and stronger.
Are you working with specific trainers to help with that?
Yeah, I do work with this one trainer in my hometown. Not like 20 minutes away from my hometown, actually. I work with lifts and stuff.
Have you been to any camps recently?
Recently, the last camps I went to were in May. The Rivals and UNC camps.
How did it go at the Rivals camps there?
Oh, yeah, it went great.
I actually read some good reports. Ryan Wright from Rivals actually hit me up to say that you were definitely one of the top dogs out there, no doubt.
Yep.
So what are the off-season workouts that you've really been going through to take your game to the next level? What have you wanted to work on that'll get you better as a player on the field?
What I've really been working on is really just like body control is a big thing for me, working on my body control. Just overall working my technique, executing in a proper way, and just keep on refining my technique that's already pretty fucking good.
How are you working at staying flexible? Because that's one thing I notice about you at your size is you're very, very flexible.
Yeah, I stretch on the daily, stretching daily. Make sure my muscles are pretty loose, rolling out, using the massage gun. Now I'm starting to get ice baths and stuff, so I'm starting to get into that.
Okay, you're starting to kind of get a little more advanced into the whole game of recouping your body after certain performances.
Yeah, that's better.
So how's this recruitment going for you, man? You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been a blast. It's been pretty good. I'm just taking probably Miami's probably gonna be my last summer visit.
Okay. Love to hear that we're gonna get your last visit. That's for sure, man. What are some of the recent visits you've been on?
I went to let me see. I went to Michigan State, then I went to Georgia unofficially, then I went to Alabama just last week.
And what do you have? I know you got Miami upcoming here soon as a visit. Any other visits you got upcoming soon?
I'm probably gonna have 2 more in season.
Okay.
I haven't set them out yet, but like probably in season.
Okay. What's your relationship right now with this new Miami staff? How are you liking them?
Yeah, I like them a lot. I'm messing them, talking to coaches, both O-line coach and head coach for a while they were at Oregon, and now just a relationship, has kept it. So just kept on going with them.
So you've been in contact with Mirabal and Cristobal?
Yes, sir.
What's your opinion on Coach Cristobal being the top dog there?
Yeah, they're great coaches. He's an O-line guy, so that's in my favor.
Now, I was going to ask you that. Does that mean a lot to you to know that the head coach there is actually an offensive line coach?
Yeah, that's great. That's a major plus. You get an O-line coach and you get a head coach who's an O-line coach. So 2 O-line coaches right there.
When you're going to be visiting Miami soon, what's going to be your focus there? What are you really hoping to see or hear?
I'm really just hoping to talk with the players, see the facilities, overall see the general life as a student as well.
So overall then, who are the schools showing you the most love right now?
Schools like Georgia, Alabama, Michigan State, Oregon, Oklahoma, Penn State, a couple others right there. Schools in my top 9 pretty much.
How about the fan bases for schools? What fan bases are really showing out?
Really showing up. Probably like Michigan State and Alabama right now. I'd say really showing up.
They've made some huge strides, man. They made with Mel Tucker getting there as coach. They've made huge strides in recruiting.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the fans that you hear about from Miami on social media and stuff? How you liking that? Are we showing you love?
Oh yeah. Y'all showing me love. I'm messing with it. So.
What do you feel are the traits for a dominant offensive tackle, physically and mentally?
Physically, I would say the traits are flexibility, be able to bend in the knees, using your hips, so hips on contact, hips on like just using your hips in general is a major thing. Bending, flexibility, hips. Body control is also a big thing. Uh, body control. Mentally, I would say always wanting to get better. As an offensive lineman, you can never be perfect as an offensive lineman. You always need something to get better at. So mentally, just striving to get better, and also playing with the mindset that you're the best is also a really good way to play it. Have no doubts in your game.
Absolutely, man. Have confidence.
Yeah.
All right, game week. We're talking game week film study here versus defensive ends or edge defenders that you might face off against. What are some of the first things you try to identify in the film study?
So first time I'm defying. I'm watching. So first I'm watching both DNs. I might watch the one on the left side one, who's usually on the left side first. So I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna look at his first. I'm gonna look at his pass rush. I'm gonna look at his 3 best moves. So his 3 best moves probably like maybe like a cross chop, a little bit of spins and stuff. So no, his 3 best moves. Then I'm gonna go to his counters. So his 3 best counters. Just if either he's working background side or he's spinning. And I'm gonna work how he works his like alignment and stuff. How is he like? Is he a tilt? Basically his alignment. I'm gonna work on. Then I'm gonna go to his fourth quarter, see what he pulls out in the fourth quarter when it's crunch time. His like go-to moves. I'm gonna look at that. In the run game, I'm just gonna work out how does he handle like me like really putting my hands on him. Does he like to shed blocks? Does he like to work double gap responsibility? Does he just like to hold his own responsibility? Did you like to shed rip? I'm just gonna see what's his tendencies really, and his stance as well. What's his tendencies? Some DNs end up dropping back when they're in the 2 point. When they have their inside foot up. So I'm just watching that. Just watching little tendencies. Pre-snap cues.
Man, you got a really good grasp on all this stuff, man. You're really absorbed it well.
Yeah.
So who are the high school coaches helping you out? Go ahead and give them a shout out.
My high school coaches. I got my coach Toussaint, Coach Milano. Those coaches. I just had my high school coach for a little while. What I'm really learning this stuff for is just really just talking to coaches, really, and just learning online. Google's free. I always say so. Like just Google them, and the coaches like it's a good connection to have coaches like D1 coaches and coaches who even went to the NFL. I talked to coaches who's in college and went to the NFL like in a couple of months. So it's also a good resource.
Awesome. 3 words here for you. Miami Hurricanes football. What does it mean to you, Samson?
Miami Hurricanes. Y'all it was a great in the past. I remember when I was a kid, Miami Hurricanes were pretty good. I just think y'all getting another rebuilding session with new coaches come in with better structure. That's what I really think of it.
You think this is the coaching staff that can help Miami get right again?
Yeah, I would say so. These 2 coaches. The head coach and though basically the coaching staff in general. What they did at Oregon is pretty they structured it pretty well. Put discipline in the kids. Really structured it well for a D1 program.
Describe your game, Samson. What are your strengths?
My strengths. I like to call myself like aggressive technician. That's what I really say. My strengths are my mind. I really play my I break the game down in my head. I'm going down I break it down to how I push the weight off, how I transfer weight from this and right. I'm really just aggressive technician. I love to throw dudes, I love to finish dudes, but I love to do it with technique.
What are some of the little differences between pass rush, blocking pass rushers and blocking guys who are trying to get to the run game. What's a difference there for you? Is it more standing your ground, when you're in the run game, or what? I know there's small differences, but I don't know
Are
exactly.
you saying what's the difference between pass rush? I mean, pass and run.
Yeah, how do you line up differently against that?
Oh, I mean, you kind of want to make it look the same, like everything makes it look the same, really, so they can't tell if it's pass or run. But like I say, mentally, when it's run, you gotta move. You just gotta get out your stance as quick as possible. Hit on your second step. I would say you just gotta get out. You don't really want to think too much on run. You just want to, your assignment, where you're supposed to be, you just want to know how your body is, what your leverage is, and just run. Because, like, I feel like you don't want to overcomplicate a run game because, like, too much doubt will slow you down.
Absolutely. Any second guessing or that kind of stuff, it's bad for the run game for sure. I agree. What gets you most excited during games? Is it open up a huge hole for a 70-yard touchdown run or pancake? What gets you most excited?
Oh, I say when I can run in open space, when there's toss plays, counters, the draws even. Like when I can run in open space and hit open people and really show my ability, it's probably the best thing.
It's a lot of fun to watch you pull. It's a lot of fun to watch to get you in space, bro, because that momentum you put and that power you put into it, man, you level defenders. It's fun. It's fun as hell to watch. So you're going to be moving into a leadership role here as a senior. How are you going to be, going about that leadership? Is it going to be vocal? Is it going to be by example, or is it going to be a solid mix of both?
Probably a solid mix of both. And I'm not too vocal of a dude, but I do get vocal sometimes. Frustration kicks in. But like, I'm the type of dude that leads by example. My game's gonna speak for itself. So, people follow the lead when people are doing good. So, lead by example is really what I do.
When you were done with your high school football career, what do you want to be known for? What is your high school football history? What would be ideal for you?
High school football. Just a player just always work. Always put the work in. Always put the time into his craft. In the classroom and in the field. Straightforward and real.
A guy who's ranked as a 5-star but still works just as hard as everybody else does.
Yeah, I don't even want to be known for 5-star. 5-star is a big attachment to it. I'm just a regular kid from Brockton who likes football and just grinds pretty much.
I remember the first time I brought the 5-star stuff up to you, and man, it's been something you've always reacted to it like that, dude. You can tell that it means something to you, but it's definitely not everything,
Yeah, it wasn't even really a goal for me. For me, it was just like I got 5-star. Being 5-star is cool. There's not too many of them. I was the first one in Massachusetts. It was a great honor. But to me, it's like high school rankings ain't a big thing. It's not the whole life. I'd rather be ranked in college than high school. And I'd rather be ranked in the next, for what I'm saying. Because high school doesn't really mean nothing. College really matters, and the next level, so NFL. So I say, just rank me in college. You feel me?
Yep, I got you, bro. Loud and clear. Who are some of your favorite players, NCAA or NFL?
Some favorite players in college. In NFL right now, probably like I want to say Tyron Smith, probably one of my favorites. Trent Williams, Rashawn Slater, I love him. He's a pretty good rookie.
How far can Thayer Academy go this next season? What's the ultimate goal for Thayer?
We're trying to get ringed up. That's the main goal. But we're just gonna work hard, execute, take game by play. Execute all our plays and just really focus on everything.
You feeling good about this season?
Yeah, it's my senior season. We're getting a lot of young kids coming in, a lot of young talent, and we just gotta make it complete.
Man, well, Samson, I always love getting you on here, for a little bit more info so we can update our fans about your recruitment. And the last question, it's a question I've asked you before, but I always like to keep asking it because the answers change as time goes on. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion to go out there and dominate at the highest level?
My passion in football is really just the complexity of it. You always need to get better. Just the grinding aspect of football, just working towards the goal. Just grinding. You feel what I'm saying? You always can get better in football. You're never at a point where you can't get better. So that's why I really love football.
Well, man, I mean, the answers you give, dude, like always get me excited about watching football in general. Just because, I mean, dude, you're so locked in, bro, that it gets me ready for football season. So, Samson, man, thank you so much again for giving us this free time and jumping back on. We definitely would like to tap in back with you when you're done with your visit at Miami, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk to you soon, and I really hope you enjoy that visit, and we'll stay in touch while you're down there.
All right, for sure. Have a good one.
You too, Samson. Thanks. All right, guys, that was 5-star offensive tackle Samson Okunlola out of the state of Massachusetts. This is one of the most absolute dominant offensive tackles in that 2023 class. If you guys ever watched his workout films or anything like that, you would see his athleticism. It's pretty amazing. His reach with his power, he can be fully extended and still not lose much power, which is something that's kind of special. It just shows his natural raw strength and raw ability. So, Canes fans, man, you guys that joined in to watch, thank you guys very much for the support. We always love the support. If you didn't catch the first interview, it was with current Canes commit tight end Jackson Carver. So go ahead and hop back on YouTube when this is done and check out that interview. But other than that, man, thank you guys so much for joining in. And you guys know, it's always about the U. Go Canes.